Right, I'm joined on probably the coolest tour bus I've ever been on, partly because it's the only tour bus I've ever been on. Hello, Example, how are you doing?
I'm good, I'm escaping the wind.
Yeah, I've had a right Jedward haircut for the last half hour, to be honest.
Nice,
Thank you very much, sir. Alright, cheers for that. You know, enough of that. Now you're back in the North East, second time at Evolution Festival in a row. Anything particular about the North East that you like so much?
I like the fact that all my gigs sell out up here.
That always helps.
It's nice that every time we announce a Newcastle Academy show, it seems to sell out before all the other cities. So I like Geordie's.
And Mackham's as well for Sunderland.
So, yeah, and Middlesbrough and all of them.
Nice one. Now, I want to know, because I saw that you did film directing at university.
Yeah.
And the question I want to know is, because you're a hit maker, you just make the hits all the time. Would you ever go into sort of film directing at all again?
Well, I did actually want to be a film director rather than make music. I'm falling into music by accident. I hated music at school. I was never in any bands or anything. I didn't really like any instruments. I just used to write raps when I was a kid, and then somehow ended up doing this for a career. So my plan is to get into acting and directing in the next 10 years.
Yeah, so I saw that as well, you wanted to do acting. You did stand-up comedy for a while. What was that like?
Twice.
What was it? Well, what was that like?
I was just for a BBC documentary, so I just did 2 gigs as a little challenge. It wasn't really like a career sidestep, it was literally just for a TV show. But it was exciting.
And finally, I want to ask you about, you obviously started sort of hip-hop, didn't you? Sort of that sort of bit jungle. You've had to go a bit more mainstream now, a bit more dancey. Is that the way every artist has to go these days, you think, to sort of, you know, make it more... the word popular music is probably the right word. Do you think that's the way everyone has to go these days?
I don't think you have to. I didn't have to. I didn't even choose to. It just happened naturally. I think there's a common misconception that I stopped making hip-hop in order to get into the charts. I think what I've actually realised is that I didn't make very good hip-hop. I know obviously the fans of it, but I look back at the music I was making like 6-7 years ago, and it wasn't very good, to be honest. I mean, I know it wasn't bad, it just wasn't great. And after the first album came out, I started experimenting with dance music, and some people are quick to just sort of hear an up-tempo dance song and assume that that's why it's more commercial, more successful. It's not. It's because the song's good. You know, there's hundreds of rap songs made every year which are rubbish, and there's hundreds of dance songs that are made every year that are rubbish. It's all about just good music at the end of the day. And I personally think, well, I know I'm better at making dance music than I am at making hip hop, which is why my new album's all dubstep and trance. But I still like rapping, so I always stick the odd rap on there. And I just prefer singing. I prefer songwriting, and I think people have to remember that I'm writing all these lyrics myself. It's not like I've just said let's go commercial or something. I'm writing the best lyrics I can, and they happen to be really catchy. It's like everyone would be making pop hits if it was easy. Yeah. I don't try and write pop songs. I write songs for me that I like, that I want to perform live, and then the bonus is that radio want to play them and people want to buy them.
And finally, are you, now obviously Tiny Temper and Plan B on there, coming back from America, it's probably a question you've been asked before, is America, obviously it's the bright lights, the big city, and the quite chubby people, but would you fancy going to America and, you know, living the dream out there?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough nut to crack. It's not at the top of my list. I'd rather just keep doing what I'm doing in the UK, and, you know, I'm doing all right in parts of Europe and Australia and the Far East. I think you should never try and aim to break America. I think the thing to do is to just sort of, when the time is right, you'll know. When there's a demand for you over there, or, you know, you're getting the radio play you need over there, then you can do well. I mean, like, Tiny's not going to go over there unless there's an interest, nor Plan B, because it's going to cost you hundreds of thousands of pounds to tour America. So for me, I'll go when I feel like the time's right.
Example, thank you very much.